Well, I guess I'll start on that. Hi guys, welcome to the stream, dudes and dudettes. So I've done a bit of a rearrangement in this room, so there's no camera down there now, um, because I haven't got the space to put it here either. I've also moved my monitors from this side, so now you'll see me looking up a lot, looking up into space. That's the same as me looking to the side before. So I won't be doing that anymore. I'll be doing that. Um, Let me say hello to everybody, which I'm going to have to look up for. So bear with me a second while I go through this. Who've we got here then? Steps, Andy Magic Knight, Mr. G, Eldritch, Proud 7, Click Tech UK, Monsters Go Boom. Hey, Monsters Go Boom. Don't see you here here that often. That's kind of cool. Hayes, Foray, Acmafin. I think that's everyone. Amok as well. Phase 101. Fit Trend. God, I really have to write a script to do this. It's quite a work you're sneaking. Cool. Yeah, so I've replaced the camera now with the Quiz League, which I'll start in a second. So the new few new things have changed regarding the quiz. Firstly, the races will only happen once every 30 minutes. They will always happen after a quiz, and the quizzes will happen every 15 minutes. This is just to try and reduce the spam a little bit in the channel. The race is by far the spammiest thing that happens in the channel, outside of kind of gambles and raffles. And then the scoring has changed as well. So the quiz will award between 1,000 and 15,000 points, depending on where you guess in the timeline. The image clears up around about 9,000 points remaining. So if you get it as soon as the image clears, you get it at 9,000. You'll get 9,000 points. If you get it right at the end, it's 1,000 points. And your points will go into a league table, which for now I'm just going to leave running, but I may reset it and award the winner something every couple of months or so. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure how we're going to do it. So, hey, Mad Beagle, welcome to the stream, dude. Okay, let's start the quiz. Let me find the right button. Just hope this all works. Fingers crossed. And in the meantime, I'll carry on with the game. So I'm just here for the quiz and spam. Oh, thanks for the host as well, Andy Magic Knight. I missed that completely. Let's have a look. Let's see who becomes the first leader of the scoreboard. Oh, it's a tricky one. Anybody going to get that? Possible mission 4. Yeah, this is. Oh, I remember what it is. Oh, should I have? I feel like I should have a guess. I'm gonna have a guess. So do it. No, I thought it was that. It was something like that. Oh God, I knew it was something like that. Hey, Doxter, welcome to the stream. Am I using C64 basic? No, it's just shuffling. It's just shuffling an array. But there is always a chance that the first, the games will come up again between streams. I may get it to record. I may get it to record the the kind of already shown stuff and not include them in the next streams items. But for now, I'm not too fussed. Kind of need more screenshots really. Okay, so on the last stream, we were just in the process of kind of finishing up the mines. Oh, that's the wrong game. Oh, it's the wrong game. Hang on. I thought that seemed like quite a busy file. Sort out some windows here. That's over there. Those over there as well. Okay. All right. So now that there's been a race, the next time that well, you can see that it says quiz 15 minutes. So in 15 minutes, there'll just be a quiz. Let me set my my borders. Okay. So on the last screen, we were just dealing with these mines, and realized there is a small problem where if you blow the mines up by shooting them, they're not actually removed from the entity list. So we need to create that connection between the two. You see here now, I can still trigger them even though they're not there. So need to link those together somehow. So what's happening here? You bring up the files because we have two separate kind of lists that we maintain, and we need to link them together basically. So we have in oh god, where is it now? We have entities, which are kind of interactive elements on a page on a given screen. So this is in at the moment it's just mines, but there will be other things as well in there. And then we've also got in the map data persistent stuff. Not that one. Can't remember which screen it was now. Is it that one? I think it's that one. Yeah, it must be that one because there's loads there. So each screen has this block of data, which is a persistence data, and the reason this needs to be stored separately from entities is because entities are looped over just for the one screen. So the screen that you're on has a list of entities that are on that screen, and they're iterated over, and they have a setup, a teardown, and an update function. So whenever that screen is loaded, all the setups run. Once the screen is loaded and the loop kicks in, the update runs, and when the screen is exited, the teardown runs. And so that's how we deal with interactivity on the screens, and allows us to have lots of different types of interactivity on the screens without having to kind of loop through loads of different entity types. We can just register the entities that we're interested in, which is exactly what the screens set up. So the screens also have a setup and a teardown and an update function. And these are responsible for, at the moment, just registering the entities, but they can do other things as well. So as we saw on this screen here, there's some animation set up for the orbs on the spawn screen. The persistence data is data that is relevant for that screen that has to persist between screens as well. So this will be things that aren't necessarily interactive. So on this screen here, all of these barrels will need some persistence data because it needs to be known if they've been destroyed or not. Likewise, these also need some persistence data. These take 2 shots. So if I just shoot it once and go off the screen and come back, it needs to persist that it only has 1 shot remaining, so it will destroy properly. So that's why the persistence data is kind of separate from the entity data. The entity data will get reset and reloaded on every screen, and doesn't contain stuff that doesn't have any interaction beyond just being destroyable. Persistence data has everything from simple destroyable objects to things like mines and eventually rockets and stuff like that. So hey Gareth, welcome to the stream. Who else am I missing? Somebody, and Andira as well. Oh yeah, hello from Germany. Hello Andira, welcome. Okay, so let me just shrink this window down a little bit. So what we need to do is we need to It's a very simple thing. Basically, if you destroy an object, it's only the persistence data that's being hit. So this is the hit point counter for the persistence objects. So in the case of this screen, we've got some objects here that take 4 shots. These are the mines. They have no other data because this last block here is to do with this last one here is to do with power up types. These could probably be combined, but for now this is absolutely fine. So basically what's happening is there is a destroyable object. The destroyable object is a mine. It has 4 hit points. So you can see when I restart, which I can never remember how to do properly. Let's just do it with the button. The mines will take 4 shots and then they will destroy. But they also have another behavior, which is if you get close to them, they will activate, they will flash for a few seconds, and then they will destroy themselves. And it's that act of destroying themselves that isn't linked. So the entity destruction is not linked to the persistence. In fact, what we'll probably see, I think. Oh no, we won't see it. Okay, so what happens is if you destroy it like that by being close to it, it's destroyed. Because what happens when it destroys itself is it sets its own hit points. It goes and looks up in the persistence data, sets its own hit points to 0. But when you shoot it like this, you're only removing it from the persistence table. It's still part of the entity loop. So if I get close enough, I'm going to trigger. There you go. I'm going to trigger the proximity detection. And even though it isn't being displayed on screen and it has no hit points, it triggers the entity kind of countdown and explosion. So we just need to make sure that when we destroy something, it's also removed from any entity lists as well. Now, luckily, that should be pretty simple. I'm going to put the entity list over here because we already have a list of objects. We have a next index which tells us how many there are there, so we can just cycle through however many we need to cycle through. We can first of all check the type here. If type is 0, it means it's been removed already, so we don't need to check it. Otherwise, we check its X and Y against its X and Y in the persistence data, which are these 2 values here. If they match, then we can just remove it from here by setting its type to 0. So let's set up a simple routine to do that. Just trying to think if there's an easy way to mark these. No, this is fine. Okay. I've had a really dodgy stomach today. I had a Tesco frozen vindaloo for lunch because I always consider kind of supermarket curries to be a lot milder than the real world counterparts. So I got vindaloo thinking it would be just be kind of like a mild vindaloo, but it wasn't. It was like lava. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm going to put it in here somewhere. In fact, I'm going to build it up at the top here just while, because I can look at these objects here, but I'm going to move it down to the bottom because I prefer the register entities to be up here. So what we need to put in here is, we'll call it remove entity by XY because that's what we're looking for here. Now, I'm just trying to think the easiest way to do this might be to pass in a reference to these here. Because basically we need to compare these 2 values here with these values here and here. Get rid of that, don't need that ebook anymore. So this tune. Oh, it's another David Whittaker one. Can table length be dynamic? Table length, which table length? This one, the entity table. So the entity table is defined by it's defined by max entities, but because you register entities at the beginning of a screen, it's max entities is just how much space I reserve for it. So it's not uh, it's it's not dynamically resizing. It's just it's a fixed spacing, but next index points to the next available free entity, so we know automatically how much of the array is being used. What's is active currently? Just a boolean. Well, it depends on the entity object. So these are everything up to here. Are entity properties that are shared across all. They're exactly the same property across all entities. These are dependent on the type of entity. So the basic names are data 0 and data 1. For the purposes of a mime, they are color index and is active, but they may be something else on another one. So this is like the dynamic kind of variables for each entity. But yeah, is active is just a boolean for the sake of for mines, but it will be something different in other things. Shannon is implementing arrays in ASM. Arrays are just blocks of memory anyway. That's all they are. No, you didn't get the 10k shirts. Hang on, let me add those. Maybe if I spell it right. Persistent ID in there. Yeah, well, actually, that's not a bad idea, because what you could do is you could, on registering the entities, you could do this comparison during registry, which is going to be a lot easier because you're using map lookups and X, Y. You've already got the X and Y here. So you could actually store an ID, which is a persistence ID in here. And then when you want to remove, it's as simple as just quickly. Actually, I like that. I like that. I don't know if that's exactly what you meant, but it's pointed me in a direction that I like. So, so if I put I'm going to call this persistence ID. That's exactly what you meant. Yeah. So what we're going to do is instead of kind of doing these checks every time we want to remove an entity, we're going to do it when we register the entity. So we do have X and Y here. So there's nothing stopping us at this point. Oh, we've got remove if already dead, which I think is doing something similar. So this is saying, I've already. Okay, yeah, this is actually finding it in here. So I might be able to split that because we're already doing that lookup. So persistence lookup, come on, Y. Hang on, I should have wrote some more stuff around this. Oh, it's getting warm in here already. Still not had any cigarettes for what would be coming up to 3 weeks now. 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Okay, so vaping for 5 years. Yeah, I need to do more. I need to keep it up, and I need to eventually wean off this. I mean, this is quite weak anyway. I put, is it 10 mils of 18 milligrams into 50 mils, so it's about 3 milligram liquid. So it's very, very weak stuff. And I'm not actually smoking that much of it. So I'm smoking a lot less of it than I used to, probably because I'm not outside as much. Okay, so let's have a look. So here's where we're actually doing the comparison. We're looking up here. but this is increasing Y. Hang on, increase Y. Hang on, where's persistence lookup? Okay, so persistence. Trying to figure out what this is actually doing. Oh, this is comparing. Oh no, this should be comparing this. This is this version here. Oh, and this is the hit points. Okay, right. So the value in Y. Yeah, okay, we've got this weird. Okay, this is. Yeah, it's. Hang on, let me think about this. If I want to remove this, I just need to store. Maybe if I store the entity ID on this side, actually. No, 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 no. Hang on. Just trying to think the easiest way of doing this. Confusing myself here. Oh, that's. Oh, I think Ivan Iron Man Stewart would have had to been the yeah, it's Ivan Iron Man Stewart you would have had to get for that. I can't believe nobody's on the league table yet, so I'm going to give you another quiz, guys, because um, I want somebody on the league table to test it. Okay, right. So not getting very far with this. I'm getting distracted. Oh, damn, that was quick. And Eldritch, Eldritch takes the table. Okay, right. So just to reiterate, I need to reiterate in my head what I need to do. So if I shoot something and its health goes down to 0, I need to be able to find it in the entity table and remove it there as well. So maybe what I actually need is a persistence list instead. So instead of doing this here, um, and if I just create a persistence, I don't know what I'd call this. I'm just going to call it persistence link. Uh, and then this should be pretty simple to fill in from this side. Hang on, hang on, hang on. No, 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 it's fine. The other way was fine. Okay, so, God. I've got a feeling the bugs in this file will persist. The bugs in this one. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to make sure that I do this right. So far, the architecture's gone quite well. I don't want to destroy anything else. So I'm actually going to create another function for this. Um, because what I don't want to do is complicate things too much. So I'm just gonna, even though it's kind of doing the same thing, I'm gonna create it as another function. It's just going to be slightly different. And the reason for that is that I don't want to complicate things too much in this function. So I'm gonna start by copying it and then I'm gonna strip it down. If it's obvious that it's far too similar, I'll combine them. But I'd rather have a method doing one job rather than two. There's no need for timing concerns on this part of the code because this is set as soon as the screen loads. It's part of the setup function. So Okay, I need to know why that exists. Okay, so persistence lookup. Okay, so I can probably get rid of that in here, so that would make this a bit simpler. There, if I do that on that side. Thanks for the follow, Glend SHP. Welcome to the stream. Because this is the persistence lookup. This looks up into this table here. And if we find it, we use this value here. Now, I don't like this system here. This is a bit annoying. Because we're using the carry flag here, and we're using these weird things to jump through the data in the way that we need to. So I'm actually going to change this slightly. So okay, so this is counting the hit points, which we're not interested in. So get rid of that. At this point, we found the item, so we can return at this point. But we need to return with a value. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over here so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to use one of the temp variables, which we've already got set up in various places. So I'm going to use temp 4. Hopefully that's not. I don't think it will conflict with the code. So I'm going to call this. Is that persistence or persistence? Whatever. Oh, this is the most interesting version of this I've heard yet. So basically, we're just going to keep a record of these values as we go around. So whenever we jump through this loop, we're just going to increment that value here, and then we can load it before we return. Now let's call it find and set persistence ID, because I don't think it should just find it. It should actually set it. So this is actually grabbing the value here, and we just need to store that at data dot persistence ID, X, and that should link those two values together. It is quite similar, this function, so I'm just wondering. It's fine. I mean, I'm stripping this bit out here, so that's not too bad. And as I say, the amount of code that we need to write is not that. The amount of space that we've got is not a problem. So okay, Eldritch sitting there all on his own on the table. I wonder what that's going to look like after a while. I hope I've created enough space for names and stuff. We'll find out. Should be interesting anyway. This is good. I like this. It's definitely got the spooky feel to it. It's nice. All right, so first of all, I just want to check I haven't broken anything. So let's just go ahead and run this. Just make sure that the behavior is exactly the same as it was before. It should be. I need to randomize the pixels more. Well, you either know it or you don't, I guess, is the thing. Oh, 57. Did I? Oh, I'm a Cactus branch and I should have had in. Okay, let's compare that. What did I jump to? Okay, exit. Okay. My strategy with the gamble bot isn't working. It doesn't. There isn't a strategy for it. It's pure. It's pure luck. Thanks for the follow as well, Monsters Go Boom. I didn't realize you'd done that. Thank you very much. Okay, right. Let's see what happens here. So, hopefully, the behavior is exactly as it was before. So I should be able to go and trigger those again. Yeah, I can tell I'm triggering because the particles go red because the color flash that happens. Okay, cool. So that means now we've got a persistence ID that we can then use when we want to remove the item. So so there's a few ways we can do this. First of all, we can say, okay, if in the update, which is in here, before we do this jump to here, we can check the hit points of something, just not do the update. Or actually, that is probably the way to do it. Actually, no. The other way to do it would be to. Oh, no, that is. I think that is the way to do it. Actually, thinking about it. Yeah, let's do it that way. Okay, so uh, cool. All right. So at this point here, if we load data dot persistence ID x, we will need to multiply this. Oh, frick! Persistence lookup. Is that going to change? Is that specific to this screen? It is actually. Okay. Okay, that's not going to change. Okay, that's good. So if we multiply this by 4, and then do, oh God, who picked it? Who's guilty? Hayes. Might have known. Also, we need to actually grab not the first byte, but 2 bytes on from this. And then if that's equal to 0, we can skip. And that should do it. So if the persistence data says 0. Now, can I do this any quicker? I mean, that's not bad. It's 5, 9, 15. Oh, Jesus Christ, this tune. It's like 20 cycles or so. 20 cycles, give or take. It's fine. It really is an unentertainer. Okay, right. So hopefully that should be enough to stop that from happening, and then we can move on to the next thing. So what I want to do next is set up enemy projectiles. So we've got player projectiles, but we need to set up enemy projectiles, which will basically follow almost the same pattern. Oh, okay, that did not work. Oh, maybe persistence lookup is not set at that point. Although it shouldn't matter. Hang on. Y register is not being used. That should be fine. What's going on here? Shift to left, shift to left. Equals skip. Ah, this here. So I need to load this again. This is a much better tune. There we go. Right, okay, so let's try this again. So hopefully now I should be able to shoot these, which I can, and they shouldn't explode when I'm near them this time, which they're not doing because I'm not getting the things. That's good. Okay, so have I got a screen that's got the mines on? I bet I don't actually. Hey Warlock, welcome to the stream, dude. Um, but I don't because I've got no other code in here. Hang on, let me have a look at the map data I've got. So I do have the latest map data, but I'm not going to put it in until I get the full map from Andy. Just because I don't want to um I don't want to kind of mess around too much with the real maps until I've got the kind of basics working. So um this is fine to do like this. Fine. I'm trying to think of this at the same time I'm doing this. Okay. So I'm just what I'm looking for now. Oh, actually, do you know what? I do need to set the scripts up for the map export. So at the moment, the map export is not exporting these persistence positions. I'm having to do these manually. So I think what we'll do is we'll just mess around in this screen to do it ourselves. Um, well, no, you're all right, Andy. Thanks for the bits, dude. I'm quite pleased with the Node one at the moment. It's doing the job. So all I really need to do is set these mines up. So I'm just going to drop one in. I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it here because this is going to be the best kind of position to test. Um, but basically, these mines work in almost the identical behavior as the other mines. But this time, when they explode, they fire off these kind of pellets, these spikes, if you like. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, right. Okay, so you're taking the node output script. Okay, I think I get what you're doing there. Yeah, to teach. Thanks for the bits, Duxter, and thanks again for the bits, Sandy, and thanks for the host as well, Fistmaster. Okay, so I'm going to drop this one thing in here. We do need to just change the output script to tag these as well, which is character 202. So let me just have a look in here. Actually, let me have a look at the entity list. Oh, it's in constants, isn't it? Yeah, so at the moment we've got a basic mine on 2, six-way mine on 3. So I'm just going to swap these two over, actually. Just want to do the 4-way mine first. The reason I can't do this one straight away is because the map data I have is more than 512 characters. So the upper bits that I need to use this one can't be used just yet until the map is reduced down to 512 characters, which it almost is. Oh my god, Eldritch is on fire. Uh, what was that? What was that game? Navy SEALs. Wait, and Hayes didn't get that. Oh no, Hayes, did you jump in too early? Hey, me, Dolph, thanks for the bits. Wow. I'm surprised Hayes didn't get that, but I guess he jumped in too early. There are 4,000 games. Yeah, but I've only put like about 400 or so. I can't remember the exact number. I think it's around about 400 games into the quiz. I'm happy to take more game suggestions as well if anybody has any. So okay, so these are the temporary entity values. I'm just going to have to drop another one in here for now. Um, now I've got to remember how this works. Yeah, so this is the mine at the moment, 237. We want to add in 202, and this is in attribute data, which at the moment is using. Wait, attribute data, really? So I really should document this more. Oh, that's right. It's combining these with the map data, which at the moment only gives us one item, which is okay. So let me put a note in up here. So actually, do it here. Map data is 16 bits per screen chart. Uh, first, sorry, let's actually draw it out like this. So um, okay, so that is this is our collision, or sorry, this is it collision? No, it's kind of like the kind of explode attributes, I guess. Then this is the entity type. Let's just tab this out a little bit. There we go. Actually, just put comma there, and then it's obvious that it's second thing. There we go. And this is 9-bit map char. Okay, so that means that these 3 bits in here are used to define which entity type, which are these. Now, at the moment, we can't use this bit, because it's being used by the map data currently, which is why I've started the mines at this position here. So even though we would read it as this value here, currently that is not being used. So that's why we start 2, because if this bit is set, which is this one here, then it becomes 2. So in order to get a 4-way mine, we can set we can't set 3 because this bit's already been taken, but we can set this one as well. So this, let's just set this to 6 for now. And that means in our charpad pass, I'm going to have to go through and sort these out at some point as soon as I get it, as soon as I get the real map data. So that means in terms of this map, the upper byte of the most significant byte of the map data, we were setting 1, 2, 4 to set this one. So to set both of them, we need to set this to 12. So this would be OC like that. There we go. So now when we scan through, we should get a different entity. We should see this 4-way mine thing. So in order to check that that's happening, what we can do is okay, let's move this find down to the bottom here. Let's just do it here alongside that. Whoops. Let's get rid of this bit that we don't need. Hey, Oscar Coda, welcome, dude. Uh, is Science and Technology a good game? Oh God, my stomach really is not good. I should not have had that vindaloo. It was quite tasty though. It's quite tasty indeed. But it was definitely low quality, and my stomach is definitely complaining about it now. Okay. So actually, all we're doing in register entities is just recording a type. That's all we're doing, and we're doing that just by handing these bits out. Set that back, handing these bits out, shifting them to the right so that we get this value here. We get a 0 to 7 value, and that gets stored in type. So this will show us type 6. Um, so in the update function here, we should be able to add different properties in. So um, this is uh, oh, right, that there. So remember. So in order to get this to work as a mine, I just need to add some extra jump table stuff in. So it's this one here. So if I just put update mine in, it should just run like a mine, like normal. We should see no difference with this at all. So update mine, and then what we can do is we can just change the update mine so that when it explodes here, it does something different. So in this explode entity here, which is, let's move that down to underneath there, so it's easy to access. There we go. Right, let's give it a try. So hopefully that should show up as a different mine type, but still explode in the same way. Oh, it's not showing up. Why is it not showing that value? Oh, because I actually have to save it as well. I mean, it's fairly automatic. I don't have to export, but I do need to save. Kind of helps. I don't know. It's still not showing there. Uh, hmm. Wait, is this the right map? Have I got like a million different map types? Oh, is it this one? Yeah, it's this one, isn't it? God damn it. I definitely need to sort out that map folder as well. Yeah, here we go. All right, so uh is the number the same? It is. Okay, cool. So this is going to need the explosion materials setting up as well. So we go into material view. You can see it doesn't have the explosion materials set up the same. So we need 1, 3, 4, and 5 on these. So let's do that. 1, 3, 4, 5, and that's just to make sure that the particles explode in the same way as any other kind of square object. Um, yeah, I think that should be fine. You can mess around with this as well. I mean, we could kind of vary these a little bit by making some of them always explode upwards, or always to the side, or something. But this is fine for now. Okay, save that. I'm going to go for a quick break in a minute because my stomach's having fun. There we go. Okay. So it should just work like the other mines, which it does. Perfect. Okay, cool. That means all our update functions are working correctly. I can do a little test just to make sure that it is using the right value there as well. If I just grab this white again. Oh, it's just the ore in that value. Okay, I'm not going to mess with that then. I think it's fine though. I'll do a test on the on the explode entity in a minute. But did I see the PS5? I did see the PS5 teardown as well. And I'm seriously considering putting it inside my case now because I think I can power it from inside my case. It doesn't look that different from the PS4 in terms of the board size and stuff. Um, Interesting that it uses liquid metal though. That I find is quite interesting. So uh, that case is going to be an oven. I no, I think the design is quite clever. I think that they've done it. For a start, they're using liquid metal, which is always very good at removing the heat away from the chips quickly. The heatsink is massive. Compare that to the PS4 heatsink; it's huge, absolutely monstrous. And it looks like they've got a real good kind of flow through the case, which they didn't have that well on the PS4. So on the PS5, they've actually got two intakes at the front, two intake kind of vents at the front, and then the whole back is an exhaust. So it doesn't look too bad actually. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be better. Doesn't liquid metal need replacing after 3 years? It depends. It depends how you run it. Um, it looks like they sealed it in somehow. So I don't think it would be that bad. All right, and I'm gonna take a quick break, guys, because I really desperately need to run off for a minute. So I'll leave the races going on. I'll be back in a second. Be right back. Right, I'm back. Let's stop the break. Oh, Eldritch is steaming ahead. Oh, that came along quick. I don't know why that came along so quick. It'd be really funny after all this time of Hayes and Steps kind of talking big that Eldritch just took it all. Oh, I know what this is. Yay. I was waiting for someone to get that. Okay, so what I'm going to do in the explode here, we need to check something here. So X is passed in as index, but before we do anything here, um, if we just grab the data type here, on death behaviors. So what we're going to do is we're going to check this value against certain properties in here. So first of all, we're going to check against the four-way mount. For now, this is going to be the only thing we're going to add in here. So it's going to be really simple. It's going to be, hang on, can we bash Y in here? I need to make sure we can destroy Y safely in here. Looks like, no, probably need to save Y as well. So that's fine. So we're going to compare this to four-way mine. If it's not, we'll skip over it. Otherwise, we're going to do odds. And then here, I'm going to make sure that we save the X and the Y because I think we're going to need them back when we come out of here. Certainly going to need X back, and I think we need Y on the other one. So let's just do. Oops. So this is just ensuring that when we exit this function, we restore these values. I'm using immediate mode here, but I'm using a 16-bit number here. Doesn't matter because yeah, a compile time or assemble time is just going to use the lowest 4 bits here. But I like to have the word beef in there because I know that it's um, a self-mod value then. But it's not going to make any difference to which opcode is used here. It will still use immediate mode X and Y. And this is just a bit more efficient than storing in zero page and then restore. In fact, it's probably about the same in terms of cycles, but it keeps it neat and it stops any conflicts. So that's interesting score table. I wonder how many people are going to end up on it. I wonder if it is going to be like the Scottish League table. Oh yeah, I don't know if I showed you guys yet, but this is the Spectrum that's going to be given away at some point. Um, so looking forward to building that. I've got most of the pie stuff now for it. I'm just missing some strip boards, so I need to get that. The quiz table is renewed each stream. No, it's persistent, so it will stay between streams. Yeah, that's going to be the next giveaway. I don't know when that's going to happen. I've got the Pi Zero stuff up there somewhere, um, ready to put in it. But I thought I had some strip board, but I don't. I've only got proto board, so I just have to order some of that and get that done because I want to build the keyboard section first, and I also need to design and print a 3D. I need to design and print a 3D kind of mount for the board as well. Um, how many digits can the quiz table deal with? I need 7. um, it should be okay. I think it's just a table, so um, I think I've not actually tried with more. Um, but it's easy enough for me to change. If it starts overflowing, I can change it. It's fine. When Arkanoid Marathon stream come, I don't know about that yet. Um, I need to plan it out a little bit because it's it's deceptively it's seemingly simple, that game, but I want to make sure I have like a level editor like we did with Luma. I want to make sure that that's in place and things like that. And I need to get the time to do it. Just haven't had a lot of time recently, so or motivation for that matter. So yeah, Arkanoid Marathon stream. So the next marathon game that I do, the next marathon kind of all night stream that I do, I don't know whether it'll be 12 or 16 hours. It'll be one of those two. Going to do an Arkanoid style game, so uh, looking forward to giving that a shot. The basics behind the game are quite simple. What's going to be tricky is making it fun to play, making sure that the level editor works in a way that you guys can submit shitloads of levels, and power ups. Power ups are always the thing. And then, of course, we might want to put mouse support in and things like that. So, um, yeah. All right. Okay. So four-way spikes. So we already have a system for bullets, but unfortunately, I don't think this is going to be suitable. Um, because these are all just player bullets at the moment. So either we combine the player bullets and the enemy bullets together and have checks um, that allow us to check one or the other, or we keep them separate. My preference is to keep them separate. The reason being is because there's going to be a lot less enemy bullets flying around the screen, char-based bullets anyway, than there would be player bullets. And to have to check the player against each bullet that's only an enemy bullet, you're still going to have to loop through the entire list of bullets as well. So I'm thinking it's going to be quite similar in its behavior, um, in that it's going to have a clear and update and stuff, but it will be. See, this is frustrating. Maybe it's no. I think it needs to be a separate thing, doesn't it? Paddle support. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Paddle and mouse support as well. So that's the thing. Like I say, I think the basics of Arkanoid are quite simple, but to get it fun to play and to have it at the level of Arkanoid is not going to be an easy task. So I want to make sure. Do Bombi? What's Bombi? Bombi. I need to look that up now. Oh, okay. So it's Pinball Arkanoid, like you say. I'd have to play it. And they never did never did another version of this. Yeah, this could be interesting actually, because it will remove the need for power ups because it becomes more about hitting these bonus areas, I guess. I might have to download it and play it, but to get an idea. But that could probably be done in a stream as well. At least the basics of it, anyway. Level editor would be a bit different for this, obviously. Um, but we could definitely build it in a way that, yeah, I'll have a think about that. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. It only has one level. Ah, okay. Well, that would be the first thing to update, would to create some levels. I really like the idea of having viewers kind of submit levels. That worked really well for Luna. Although it was an absolute pain to test, as the guys that tested it will probably admit to. But yeah, I will have a look at them. So bonus will be animate sprites moving from the top down to the bottom. Yeah, in Arkanoid it would be um, but also the other thing in Arkanoid as well is there are enemies that bounce around behind the bricks, so you'd have to have them in as well. So you probably need and you have like multi ball and things like that. So you probably need to use a multiplexer, I think. Um, Even a basic one, even like a zone based one, you'd need something. Um, because eight sprites is probably not going to be enough. With if you've got a bat, say three enemies and a bat, that's four, and a ball, that's five. Power ups, so you could have two or three power ups on the screen, that's eight, and then you've got a multi balls, which can have like eight balls. And um, take the ideas from Arkanoid and Bomb. Yeah, I like the idea of that. I like the idea of turning it into a kind of pinball-y kind of game as well. So yeah, I might have to look into that. Okay, so the other thing with the bullets for the players as well is they're very much designed to be kind of interchangeable when you pick power ups up. So there's all these weird kind of offsets. Well, actually, the offsets are what move through the screen, but they're yeah, these bullet chars and stuff, and I don't think we need to deal with that. So I think I probably am going to create a separate enemy bullets thing. So let's go ahead and do that. This is probably going to take some time, but let's do it. Let's put it in particles because it is kind of like a particle. Call it enemy bullets. Go. Let's figure out where that needs to be imported. So in our game loader in here, I really don't like these debugs, but the other option is putting them in the files, I guess. Uh, it's fine. I'll keep them in here for now. I can always move them later on. What's with the Christmas tunes again? Who's put this on? Are you really that desperate for Christmas? It's just strange in October. Psychological warfare to make me lose the quiz. Okay, so let's use the bullets as a template for this, and work out what we need and what we don't need. I think we're probably going to need most of these properties anyway. Yeah, I mean, see, this is the annoying thing. It is almost the same. It's almost the same, but it's not quite the same. And because of the kind of lack of proper inheritance and composition, oh, I've renamed that wrong. I'm kind of stuck with having to do it. Either make a multi-purpose bullet class, which is going to be a bit slower, or use more memory. And I think memory is probably the safest thing to do here because if we look at the memory usage at the moment, it's not that bad at all. So here's our memory usage here. We don't have anything below the music at the moment. So the music is between 1000 and 2625. We don't have anything below that other than the boot code. So there's a whole block down there. And then the current code runs up to about 5,000 in memory. We need 7,000 to 8,000 for map and collision buffers. And then 8,000 to C1000 is all the kind of screen specific code. So really, we've still got quite a lot. We've still got like probably about 8K just for kind of bits of code like this. So humbug, Shannon, humbug. Yeah, so I'm happy to I'm happy to keep using this data up as well. All right, let's add a game loop entry for this. Where's my game loop? Here it is. So we've got bullets clear, bullets update, bullets draw. So we basically just need to duplicate this because this needs to be the same basically. Um, uh, Now, if we update, yeah, so we should actually. I'm gonna do this in sections like this. I don't think it's going to make much difference, but I'm going to keep them paired like that. And then I just need here. Oops. Okay. So what do we need? We need an init. We need a clear. And we need an update and we need a draw. Okay. This is Rosemary and Thyme or whatever it's called. Scarborough Fair. Nice. I like how competitive this is getting. This is fun. There's a definite element of I want to guess early because I like the point system like this. It's good because there's a definite element of you wanting to guess as early as possible. Yeah, it's a good system, Hayes. I like it. Although it's screwing you over because you're wanting to guess very quick, guess very early. So little netbook having trouble keeping up with the stream. Okay, let's put the normal bullets on here so we can have a look. So what do we need to do? We're also going to need an add bullet, aren't we? So because that's obviously important as well. Oh, and a reset. So reset we can keep the same because that's not going to change. I'm going to change that to a jump actually instead of a jump to subroutine. So reset is going to make sure that when we switch between screens, that bullets don't persist between screens. Otherwise, you could have an enemy bullet that fires on the right hand side of the screen, and as you move over to the left hand side of the screen, and you animate to the next one, you'll end up getting hit by the bullet that was on the previous screen, which is not going to be good. Let's go with that. So reset can stay the same. Now add bullet. That's so frustrating because so much of this code is the same. Really is. But it needs to update separately. Hang on, how much is actually being used here? So 4B. Oh, it's not that much actually. It's like 300 bytes or so. 400 bytes. Um, I can live with that. It's fine. All right. I just don't like this is. I mean, the only thing that's different here is this reference here. These data references. Um, and also max bullets is different. So let's add where's max bullets? It's max bullets. There we go. Oh, actually, 8 is the maximum number of bullets in here. I'm starting to think maybe we should just combine these. Hmm. Yeah, I think we will actually. Let's have a go. Let's have a go at combining them. I'm going to leave that file there in case I do need it, but uh, I'm going to just remove them from the updates here. Let's give it a try. Make it try and work with that because I think it's. I thought there was many more player bullets, but it's not that many actually. So if I just up this to like 32, that's a lot of bullets. Let me see. First of all, let me see if that causes any problems in performance. It shouldn't do. Who's requested this one? Oh, this is happy birthday. Acmefin. Thanks for the bits, Hayes. Please tell me there's not more Christmas songs on. No, it doesn't. Well, I can't actually see the entire list, but Okay, so let's just make sure. Okay, it doesn't seem to be causing any performance issues having that many bullets. Okay, right. In that case, what we're going to do is we're going to try and squeeze in the spike animations from this as well. So we need to open oh god, what did I call it now? Base, there we go. So these were all the little animations we had. These were the bullet animations for different directions. So we had 4 here. We just need another 4 for the spikes. So I'm just gonna do exactly the same thing, but I'm just gonna create them like this. And I'll change the graphics for them at a later date. We're gonna need this for lasers as well, actually. The decals. Can't remember which decals are being used now. Hang on, let me check the decals. E4, E5, so it's 228. Okay. 228 is that one there. Okay, and that's because regardless of where I shoot, it always does that same animation. Okay. Which means there's 3 here. I'm not sure what all this is here. Or if it's even being used. It's probably not being used. 208. Let's have a look. And the front space, number of base chars, no. CF, okay. No, that's not the one I want, is it? What is it? Maximum. I'm not sure what these have been used for here. Actually, I'm going to load this into the debugger because this will give me a better idea what's going on. Because I can have a look at the character set then. My brain's not 100% on the game tonight at all. That's fine. Shit happens. Okay, so what we're interested in looking at is this font set here. So what I want to know is, does it come to here or does it come to here when I change screens? Let's have a look. Okay, so it comes up to the 0, which means we kind of have to use these here for everything else, which is fine because these are going to get changed to the player's weapon, which is fine. So we can just use these 4 here for the spikes. Okay. So I'm just going to create very, very basic shapes for now, and then we'll work out actually like what they're going to look like at a later date. For now, they can just look kind of like this. And that gives us the same patterns that we've got here. As you can see, just with straight lines instead of dots. Now we're only going to need to fire 2 bullets off for this, but what we need to do in here now is we need to make sure that as well as all the data that we've already got in the bullets, not the enemy bullets. Sorry, let me close that one before it gets confusing and I start adding stuff in the wrong place. as well as this information that we've got in here, we need to put uh its player, I guess, which is going to be a boolean, but it's fine. Now, the reason I'm going to do is player and not is enemy is because actually it doesn't really matter because it's boolean, so I can just use branch of equal, branch of not equal anyway. So it really doesn't matter which one there's going to be more of or not. So it's fine. So we'll just set this to 1 when it's a player bullet, and we'll set it to 0 when it's an enemy bullet. So first of all, I want to test that we can change the bullet types. So I'm going to put some check into our destroyables, which when they actually, is it done in the bullet update? I think it's done in the bullet update. Draw bullets, clear bullets, update bullets. Here we go. Bullet has hit something, destroyable, remove item. Okay, so at this point here, we need to check because the only time we should be removing an item is if it's a player bullet. If it's not a player bullet, we just remove the bullet and not the item. So I need to load data.is player. Is it comma X here? Yeah. Do that before here. So this is just going to make sure that if it's not a player bullet, it doesn't do anything. Now, at the moment, all bullets are not player bullets. So if this has worked, when I run this, I should no longer be able to shoot anything, which proves that that system is working. Whitewashing of shimmer shillings going on. What's, yeah, what is this? Some serious laundering going on at the moment. Shilling laundering. So hopefully I can't blow anything up by shooting it anymore, which I can't, which is correct. So the only way I can blow things up at the moment is by getting close to them. Cool. Okay. So that means the next step is when we actually shoot. So when the player actually shoots, it needs to mark its own bullets as player bullets. So let me find where that is. I'll tell you what we will do soon as well. We'll add the other control systems in as well. Humper. Wait, where's this shooting? Oh, fire control. There we go. There we go. So at this point, X is the index. So what we can do is we can say bullets.data. There we go. And so now we've set that that bullet to be a player bullet. And then the directory X and Y is set from the stack. Okay, that's fine. So you can probably make that a bit quicker by storing these values down here as well. Let's do that now. Saves causing any issues with the stack because I can't remember how many cycles a stack is. I think it's 3 for both read and write. It's 4 for pull, 3 for push. And this would be, yes, this would save a cycle. So yeah, we might as well do that then. I'm gonna comment out though, so I remember what I've done. I'm just going to make that a little bit more efficient, not by much, but a little bit. So, oh no! Oh, how many points did you get on that one? Holy shit! Steps is going to take some beating, I think. What the hell is that? Interesting. I'm not sure what that is, but that's really interested me in that it's come out with some Stream Elements has returned some interesting data there. Hmm. It's the cyber second me thinking, what how can we hack Stream Elements now? Okay, okay, so now we should be able to shoot the things again. So we've now created a bullet system that's allowed us to distinguish between enemy bullets and player bullets, which means we can just add um, add the right bullets according to what's shooting them. So, oh, I'm not actually shooting at all now. Okay, so maybe I broke something in this. Oh, yes, I did. Okay. If I get time before Saturday as well, I might do another HVSC update because it's likely some more stuff's been added. No, it's still not shooting. Okay, I'm worried now that oh, so I might try and download some of the other packages from DeepSid as well, to see if I can actually get those to work as well. Because there's a lot of stuff you guys can't search at the moment. Okay, cool, that's working. Okay, cool. Right. So we've got the concept of a player bullet being different from an enemy bullet now. So the next step is to try and add an enemy bullet in. So um, let's do that by going into our explode routine in the entity. So we've got this add spikes four-way. Let's have a look at how player bullets are added. So bullet add bullet. Okay, so it's just as simple as just calling add bullet. Accumulator is the YPOS, X is the. Okay, so we need to set a direction. Okay, let's just copy this chunk from here. Let's stick it here. Right, okay, so we want to add a bullet, which means we need and then we've got this index, which we need to make sure is not a player, and then we need to set our directions in here. Set bullet char. Okay, so set bullet char, I think, is deciding based on the direction which character to pick, and that needs to now also take into account whether or not it's a player bullet or an enemy bullet. If it's a player bullet, it needs to use these ones here, and if it's an enemy bullet, it needs to use these ones here. So let's start by setting the position up. Let's just make it spawn player bullets for now. So let's make it so when when you destroy that mine, it shoots player bullets. Um, for now, we'll just do a single bullet. We are going to need to add 4 for this, but for now, we'll just do 1. And we'll make this direction yeah, up the screen and to the left. So FF in both directions here. And we're going to make it a player bullet. Okay, so all we now need to do is set the position. So if we've got, where is our explode? Okay, so the X register does contain our index, so we can just grab the X and Y from here. I'm going to load Y here. Okay, so I need to put the accumulator needs to be the Y pos, and X register needs to be the X pos. So transfer that to X to accumulator. Is that all right? Is there an easier way of doing that? No, because we need to keep X. So yeah, that's fine. All right, cool. So let's try that and see what happens. Now, I have a funny feeling what's going to happen is because the bullet is going to spawn exactly on the top corner of that mine. I think what's going to happen is it's going to try and draw it. And it's going to say there's a mine there, so it's not going to draw it. It's going to ignore it. I might be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, because if I'm wrong, it means that the next bit's going to work really well. But I have a feeling it's not going to do anything. So I'm not going to shoot at all. I'm just going to trigger it with being close to it. Okay, yeah, it didn't shoot anything out there at all. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just try reducing those values by 1 in either direction, because I don't really care about the accuracy of these positions for now. The fact that they're hard code, not the accuracy. But what I do care about is whether or not I need to position them in the first stage of movement, which I think I'm going to have to do. Oh. So I had a little look at pick and mix today as well, because I was kind of losing the will to bloody live on Saturday. So I had a little sneak peek at it today. I didn't change any code, but I wanted to get my head around where the timing issues lie. And it's all to do with 2 players. In 1 player mode, it rarely causes an issue, so it's not going to be that difficult to solve, I don't think. Okay, I'm not sure, but I thought I saw something fly up here then. Let me just try that again. There was a bullet, okay. Top left. Yeah, I think it's just spawning in the wrong place, isn't it? All right. Oh, level compression. I've got an idea for level compression. I'm not going to use Exomizer. Oh, it did. It did fire a bullet out. Okay. It fired perfectly as well. Okay, cool. Let me just get rid of that. Maybe I just didn't spot it the first time. So what I'm going to do with the level compression is there's 2 parts that make the level big. One is the tile data, which is 220 bytes, and it's uh, fairly repetitive. There's lots of patterns in there. So I'm going to use run length encoding for that. And using run length encoding is going to reduce it down quite a lot, depending on the detail in the level. If there's a lot of detail in the level, not quite so much, but it should reduce it a bit at least. And I'm not using I'm using a bit packed run length encoding, so it will never be longer than the original level. So even in the worst case scenario, it will just be the same size as the original level. But in the best case scenario, it will reduce it. So it will never exceed the length, which you do get sometimes with some run length encoding schemes. So I'm not using that. I'm using like a bit packed version of it. Secondly, there's a chunk of data at the end, which is basically there's a bar along the bottom. The heat meter has a bar along the bottom, which has 56 separate steps in it. And what each map does is when it works out how many enemies are there, it does a pre-calculation. It divides that 56 by however many enemies are there, and it creates an array of steps along that bar. So if there's 15 enemies, then there'll be a 15 byte strip that has numbers ranging from 0 to 56 in even steps as it goes along. That's unnecessary. We can either calculate that on the fly. Um, in fact, yeah, we will calculate on the fly. So that's another chunk taken out as well. But I've calculated with my current system, I should still be able to get 60 or 70 levels in there. So um, it should be all right. Right, I'm going to have to go to the toilet again in a minute. This is kind of ridiculous. So let me just test this for the bullet. Okay, no bullet that time. So um, I definitely need to advance the steps by one on each side. So all right, I'm gonna go and quickly take a break. Sorry guys, it's not a good day for me. All right, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. And this time I'll press the right button. Right back. I'm back. I can't believe you guys didn't get that. We all got it. Oh wait, yeah, you did. It was Rambo First Blood Part 2. What did it say it was? Okay, I need to check that. Why did it not get it? Let's see. Hey, that should have got it. See exactly what it says here. No, the caps should not matter. Maybe there's something. Maybe something's gone wrong somewhere. Let me refresh the overlay. One sec. Yeah, you are only allowed one guest. Did everybody? But loads of people put the right thing in there. So I don't know. I've restarted it anyway now, so we shall see. Uh, all right, let me restart the stuff then, so you get another quiz and race now. Okay, so for now, the kind of position of the bullets is kind of hard coded, which is fine. But what we need to do now is we need to test a bullet that's not a player bullet, and then we need to change the set bullet char. Oh my god! So this means we need another bullet table, and I'm going to call this enemy, or I'm going to call it spike bullet chars because there may be different types here. This may end up getting changed to types instead. So for now, I'm just going to call them spikes. The hobbits, the hobbits, the hobbits, the hobbits. Um, I think this is my favorite ridiculous tune out of them all. Where is set bullet char being done? Draw bullet. Set bullet char. Here we go. So actually, this just needs to be this. It just needs to be set spike bullet char. Now, again, this could probably be done by just changing. Yeah, in fact, let's do it that way. Let's do it because we're grabbing this value here. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to load data dot is player, X. Should just be jump. That's fine. Spike there. If you bet 1,000 on say Bob, and then try to bet another 2,000 or before the race starts, what happens? You bet 3,000 on him. It adds all your bets up. It's just like placing two separate bets. It's just internally, it's just adding them together. That's all. Okay, spike bullet charts. Okay, so now we just need to add these values in. So at the moment, these are start at 224. They need to start at 236. So I need to add 12 to every value in here. So 239, 237, 238, so on. Okay, in theory now, this should fire like a laser out from it instead of a spike, basically. Except it didn't. Why didn't? Okay, because I've not exported this. So save, export. So we've got 5 people on the leaderboard now. I have added some scrolling in if it goes to more than 5, so hopefully that works. I'm also a bit worried about the number of digits now. I think it should be all right though. Okay, but the bullet was completely wrong. Okay. I know why it's wrong here. Because at the moment, this is when you're firing. These are the wrong way around, basically, and these are the wrong way around as well. Yeah. Okay. So, and you can't change them around in this character in this version, so I have to do it this way. There we go. Was that an old charpad? It's I don't know which version this is actually. No, this is one of the new ones. It's got the ECM mode in it. If someone typed trapdoor or trapdoor, both answers would be accepted. Yeah, spaces are ignored. Oh, Control Alt to swap. Cool. Thank you. See, it's always good to have somebody who's used it a lot. I couldn't figure out because it used to be right click, but right click obviously sets the right mouse button thing there. So cool. Thank you very much for that. That's saved me a lot of messing around. Or in future, it's saved me a lot of messing around. I've just kind of messed around a little bit now. So okay, so hopefully we should get a bullet shooting. Yeah, there we go. Very quick though, but I think that's how they are anyway. So okay, so really all we need to do now is we need to do this for each bullet that needs to be set. So the easiest way to do this is going to be to actually we can just repeat this, I think. I'm just thinking, what's it like in terms of size? It's not that bad actually, is it? It's like 1, 2, 3, 6, 10, 13, 15, 18, 20. Although we're going to need to add spikes in multiple directions here. So it might be better because we're going to have a 4-way and we're going to have a 6-way. So either we repeat this 10 times with some slight changes to it, or we make something a bit more flexible. So I think more flexible. No, bro, it took you ages to find too. Yeah, I mean, I should probably read the documentation for it as well because it was only because of you actually I found that I could write these files to actually pass the charpad myself um, rather than export, and that's been an absolute godsend because it makes things a bit more. Oh my god, he put Christmas tunes on again. Steps again. So yeah, that's why I read them as well. It changed my life doing that as well. It's made it really good. Is it possible to mute the music and just listen to me? At the moment, no, but that I know that Twitch had been talking about media stream or something. That so they're I think they're looking at ways to do this sort of thing. So um, can we ban Steps from selecting tunes? Oh my god, he's got two more Christmas tunes coming on as well. Two more Christmas tunes coming up from Steps as well. If this is what he's like in October, what's he gonna be like in December? December is midsummer songs. Yeah. Okay, so we need to set the accumulator and the X register before we go into here. So they're always going to change. The directions are also going to change as well. So maybe it's not too bad in terms of repeating, but because this is really going to be the only thing that doesn't change. Everything else is going to change. So, and really an additional jump to subroutine in here just for this bit is probably not going to be that great. So, all right, I'm just it's going to be kind of an unrolled loop, but not quite. Or maybe we can push these values somewhere actually to make these a bit simpler. Let's get rid of that. Don't need that. Okay, so if I was to do this again. Oh, see, I don't like that. I really don't like that repetitiveness there. Because the only thing that's different here is this becomes 0, 1. And these values change. But these are already bashed by all of this anyway. December is kangaroo songs. Someone make unentertainer. Please don't. Get the beach and have barbecues and stuff, and so you guys freeze and fall over. Yeah. So my girlfriend's from Zimbabwe, and she's always saying the same thing. Like she can't deal with Christmas here because Christmas to her is kind of having a barbecue. Um, it's not it's not being indoors and cold. So it's a strange kind of it's a strange kind of thing. But okay. I really don't like repeating this code like this. It's kind of bugging me. But to be honest, just to get it to work, I'm going to do it. And then if I'm struggling for memory, which I'm probably not going to be honest, um, then I will consider kind of changing it. But I'm not keen on it. What I might do is reutilize this function for the 6-way as well. So the 6-way and 4-way would be the same function, but there's just a flag which turns off turns stuff off for the last two kind of directions, because they are pretty much identical except for the last two directions. Because there's so much similarity in this, I really don't like it, but I just want to test it. I just want to see if it works. Then I can figure it out. Oh my god, rocking around the Christmas tree is steps his next one. He's doing it all to taunt you. He's taunting you all because he's winning on the quiz. Have Christmas, don't have Christmas. But if you absolutely must have Christmas, don't have people over. Yeah. All right, let's have a look. So hopefully now. Oh, not sure what happened there. I think I got some values wrong. Hang on. I'm not thinking about this straight, am I? Wait, what? Oh, it's because it's not. It's two increases, not. Okay. Whenever there's an increase, it's two. Decrease. Yeah, it's an increase of two. Right. I might have to slow it down a little bit so I can see it. I think things are going too quick. What are you doing to everyone's steps? Okay, so the two diagonals that way looked right, but the diagonals that way looked very wrong. Let's do it again. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's slow it down to 20%. Yeah, they're coming out of weird places. Okay, that is. So I just hate this. I hate this whole system right now. Oh, wait a minute. We need to grab that again for this bit, or we need to store these somewhere. No, it doesn't really matter that much. All right, let's just do it like this. I hate this function already. Really hate it. I mean, it's fairly methodical, but it just seems a bit overkill at the moment. So that works though. Cool. All right, let's test this a little bit further by taking the map now and changing them all to those values. So come in here. Who got that one? Steps again. Oh, guys, I think you're in for a rough kind of time with the quiz. So let's try putting them all as these. Let's see what happens. Yeah, he's played you all. He's played you all. The Christmas tunes are just a ploy. You all get mad with him about the Christmas tunes, and then he just swoops in and boom. Okay, so hopefully, if I just fly into all of these now, it should trigger them all off. Sweet. Cool. Um, cool. I'm really pleased with that. So, the next step then in this case is to think about six way, I guess, because six way is a pretty easy one to put on. Uh, I've already muted the stream. Oh my God. Let's see if I can find a six way in here. I might not be able to find. Oh, it's these things. Ah, now these are a little bit different. So these are going to need some slight differences because they actually look like they're. Um, oh no, they are six way. Okay. Wait, is there another one? There might be another one in here. Might need to. Okay, so these might need a slightly different one anyway. Looking at this, because these are 3 by 2, not 2 by 2. Oh, 3 by 3 actually, much bigger. So that's probably the next step. I need to have Sid on left channel, Simon on right, so you can choose. It's a possibility as well, I guess. Um, I mean that. Yeah, I mean it could work, I guess. Just trying to think about that now. Good night, Gareth. Uh, yeah, let me try. I don't. Uh, I think what I would do is, yeah. The thing is my problem with that is it's going to mean that first of all, it's going to make monitoring quite difficult. let me have a think about that off stream. I'm not going to fiddle with it now. I need to have a think about it. Okay, so let's have a quick look at Cecconoid and see if we can find some uh gameplay taster. Yeah, let's go with this one. This is the one I use. I just want to see if I can find some some 6-way kind of mines. So there is one up here actually. Yeah, and they're a bit bigger, so they do need to change. Okay, okay, that's fine. There's this screen as well, so this screen's going to be fun. Oh, there's also the flashing diamonds as well. I need to work on those at some point. So the little X that's in the top corner is related to the diamonds that you pick up, and I'm not sure how that works, whether it increases the score or anything, but that's where they come from, and they count down over time. It looks like an 8-way mine, but it's not an 8-way mine. I don't know if he's going to shoot it on this screen. No, but let's try and find one. They actually only fire 6 out, not 8. So yeah, there's one. It's kind of hard to tell there. They've also got trails on them, so the trails are not going to happen, that's for sure. Oh, wrong button. What was it now? Is it this one? There we go. See, it only fires 6 out. Gotta go. Thanks to the Christmas song steps. Thanks for the series things. Good night, Quadracil. Okay, so these are 3x3, so these are a whole different thing. And I do not have anything set for that now. So I'm gonna pass on that right now. I think the next thing I need to do in that case is actually bite the bullet and just work on the map parser with the new the new character set that I've got from Andy. That should be able to that should give me the opportunity to create more entities. So what else can we do tonight? Just trying to read what's going on in the chat. The tunes are shit tonight. Yeah. Somebody put some good quality. I mean, considering how many were queued, that's quite disappointing. This isn't bad though, I guess. Okay, so there is the laser here, but that I think that's a whole stream in itself. So the idea for the laser is good. I'll show you what we need to do. So this is what we're going to need to do with the laser. Whoops. Oh, this is good. I like this tune. So you can see it's quite tricky. We need a big laser beam that's going to sweep backwards and forwards and be blocked by the blocks up there. So the way I'm going to do this is with sprites, obviously. There isn't really a better way to do this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line through a single sprite. So I'm going to have a sprite which starts... I'll show you what I mean. I can kind of demonstrate the effect in Charpad anyway. So let me just add an extra couple of characters. Or in fact, let me just create a new project, right? So if you imagine each one of these squares is a sprite, let's go with that. So if I draw a line through this sprite, so let's say this is the middle of the sprite, and I draw a straight line like that, right? So I can now draw this laser beam by doing this. It's not going to work correctly because of the char spacing, but if you imagine this now being drawn like this, I can now place that like that, and so on. If that laser beam was on an angle like that, I should just be able to place them, because they're sprites, I'll be able to line them up. So all I really have to do is draw this line through one sprite. So that means that the actual line drawing algorithm only has to draw across a grid of 24 by 21 pixels. What if 65,000? That would be funny, wouldn't it? Oh my God, Steps is miles ahead. Actually, Eldritch is up there though as well. And I think everybody else has got one. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, that's how I intend on doing the lasers. So I might actually do that on the next stream because that's going to be kind of a nice that's going to be a nice thing to add in. Oh, the other thing we need to do as well is masking as well. So at the moment, the everything that's white is a collision. So you can see bumping into that there. Um, and its collision is based on the rectangle that defines the char block. So in this case here, the char block is kind of inside here, so the collision's a bit odd. But here is a secret, so you should be able to get through here, which means we need to have specific kind of non-collision areas. So if you're checking against these particular set of characters that would fall within this rectangle or rectangles, um, then the collision turns off. But then becomes an interesting thing. So if I was to turn collision off now and move this sprite here, you would see the sprite through the black areas here. So we have to add masking. So what we're going to have to do is, as well as turning collision off in those areas, if you pass through one of those areas, then there will be a kind of an overlay sprite drawn over your main sprite, or your main sprite will be clipped, either using cookie cutter clipping or something like that. Collisions are only allowed with the mask. Yes. How do you fix a broken pizza? I don't know. What? That doesn't even make any sense. What? That doesn't make any sense. So, can you kill that turret? No, no. That turret can't be killed. So this thing is just going to be firing the laser constantly. The idea is you go up here where the laser can't get you, then you go into here to get your special, but then when you come out, you shoot this thing here, which opens this door. So that's another section we need to add in. I'm just trying to work out what to add in next. I guess power ups would be a good thing to add in. Um, American joke. Oh my god, it does. It's just crap. How do you get two whales in a car? Okay, I mean that was an England joke. Yeah, I mean it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. Oh, why is that not blowing up? That should be a mine. I don't know why that didn't blow up. Oh, that's a bit worrying that didn't blow up. Let's see if I can figure out what's going on there. I'm probably not going to stay on much longer because my stomach is really playing up, and I think I'd rather just go and kind of lie down. But did you hear about the guy whose whole left side was cut off? He's all right now. Oh, dearie me. Uh, why is that not loading? Oh, it is loading, just with the wrong button. So I'm intrigued as to why that mine down there um, didn't fire off, because these ones are firing all right. Oh, it did. Is it because I went off the screen and came back, maybe? No. Would the mine's exploding shot trigger another mine if it hits it? I don't think so. So again, if we look at the, I would need to confirm. I have got the original code for this, but oh, they're not the same mines. But if you look at, this is going to be a fun part. I mean, those stars are probably not going to happen at all. So yeah, if we look in here, these mines when they're triggered. Oh, actually, it didn't hit that one, did it? It went in every direction, but it didn't hit that one. Okay, maybe there's another one. Let's have a look. No, they don't. Which is good, I guess. Oh, come on. Okay, the next thing I change on this quiz is going to be the array is going to get shuffled once, and then it's going to persist until the array has been completely worked through. Because that's a bit too easy now. This is going to be a fun screen with these lasers as well. Which again are going to be sprites. Um, all right. I think I'm probably going to call it a night there, guys. Sorry, I can't go on much longer. I'm just feeling a really bit literally crappy in the stomach. So, um, and I think, I mean, I've got the. Actually, I just want to figure out why that mine didn't trigger. So let me just go back and run it. Horizontal laser. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm just gonna do one more try at these mines. So I'm gonna try a few different things. So just trying to set as many of these off as possible. And for some reason, this one didn't trigger from down here, but it is doing there. That's annoying. I have no idea why. Okay. All right. Well, we can look at that next time. But that's all right. We've got a decent amount done tonight. In what, 2.5 hours. I would like to have done more, but I'm really not feeling up to it, guys. Sorry. Um, let's find someone to raid. And so tonight, steps ends on 78,000. You guys need to step up your game. Yeah, if you request SIDS now, they're not going to get played. But what I will do is before I finish, I'm going to take a screenshot of those, and I'll play them on the next stream. So on Saturday, I will start with that list of tunes. In fact, they should automatically just be there. So I am not going to do. I will. I know what I'll do. I'm going to add something in to allow me to save those tunes. They'll still be there next time anyway. All right, let's have a look. Who can we raid? Go and start heroes. So that's kind of the way he's playing Game Gear. Cool. Thanks, guys. Take care. Have a great kind of tomorrow, Friday. Thanks for coming along, and hopefully Saturday, I'll feel a bit better. I think it was. I honestly think it's just that vindaloo. I should not have eaten that today. It's a bad idea. Um, cool. All right, let's go and raid Gunstar. He's playing something on the game guide. I didn't see exactly what it was, but I'm sure we'll find out in a minute. Cheers, guys. Thanks for this. Thanks for the coming along, and see you on Saturday. Cheerio.